What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another X-Ville adventure. I'm Pac-Man.
And Jessica.
And we are here at the Kentucky State Fair. So the Kentucky State Fair is nothing new to us Kentuckians. This is an annual event that's held at the end of every summer in August. It's just basically your normal state fair. We have a lot of food vendors, a lot of rides, a lot of things to do. So we're gonna go on inside because it's kind of raining. I don't know if you guys can see the umbrella. I'm pretty much wet. But we're gonna go inside first. Hopefully the rain stops. And then we're gonna come out here and show you the Midway and hopefully check out one of the free concerts. I think the concert tonight is POD. And they do have these shuttles that'll take you all the way around the Fair and Expo Center. And they're pulled by these big John Deere tractors. Right now we're walking to, I think it's South Wing C, which has all the vendors in it. It's connected to South Wing B and South Wing A, which is your exhibit halls. So we're gonna walk in here and show you around the vendor floor right now. And this is the Kentucky Exposition Center South Wing C. Unfortunately, there is a Lincoln Day dinner going on in the lobby. So we're gonna have to walk back down that way and go in the other doors. And you're required to wear a mask when you're walking around the inside of the fair. A lot of people are not abiding by the rules. We got our masks on. And like I said, they're doing the Lincoln Day dinner down there. That was what was on the inside of the building. So we're gonna have to go through this door, the South Wing C door, but it's still connected to the rest of the vendor floor. Now those over there are the doors that we would have came in if it wasn't for the Lincoln Dinner Day party. But this is the exhibitor hall in South Wing C. And it looks very weird because usually over here there's a bunch of tables with some nature birds and they're not here this year. I have not seen them anywhere. So it's kind of sad not having those birds here at the fair. But instead, because of COVID, everything's more spaced out and this area is just a big open space. And then over here is a bunch of empty booths that nobody ever filled up. So I have no idea what's going on here. But I have been seeing a lot of honey booths. There's at least 2 of them over here. I don't know what all that is, but that's not usually here neither. So if you guys know what was supposed to be here in these areas in South Wing C, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let us know. And as I told you guys just a minute ago, South Wing C is a bunch of vendors and exhibitors. And it goes on for quite a while. Once you see the columns up here, go from C to B, you have switched exhibiting rooms. So when it goes to B, you'll be in the exhibitor hall with a lot of the kids' activities. There's a petting zoo and other things over there as well. But we're gonna walk through here and zigzag up and down every aisle. I'm not gonna show you guys everything, but when we do see some cool stuff, we'll show you. And there's a lot of like pop culture pictures here and over here. So if you guys want to find and search for some things, I'm not gonna go through much, but that's pretty cool. And there's a lot of people here that have a lot of handcrafted goods as well, like signs and stuff, and all the roasted nuts you can find. The Summer Sausage guy is not out giving out samples right now. And lots of different places to get fudge, more fudge, and all the candy you could ever ask for. You just grab a basket and take a trip through Candyland. And they also have all these cooking demonstrations scattered throughout the fair. Most of them are trying to show you the pots and pans though. Do you need a sign?
And this is my favorite booth behind us. I always go to his booth wherever he's at in Louisville, whether it's here or World Fest or other events. And he does hand make a lot of his items at one of the community centers here in Louisville.
And I did end up getting a necklace from that place. And if you like pickles, this is the place for you. They have different flavored pickles. And this is one of my favorite booths at the fair. If you are into anime or superheroes, they have a lot of cool stuff that you might find here. You can even buy a keyblade here or some Wakanda shields. This Summer Sausage guy is at his booth passing stuff out, and he's got a big line. I don't really have many places to wear ties, but these are awesome. Look at that. The only thing is, I don't have very many occasions to wear a tie, let alone one with a drum set on it.
And this is a newly discovered booth from this year. It has a lot of handmade Native American items, including dream catchers and jewelry. And there are some really awesome hoodies that are hand woven.
And they even have bags that match the hoodie.
And I just got a backpack to match my hoodie. And I'm making him carry it because I already have a backpack on.
And every year I usually come to these guys to get a new belt and wallet Fortunately, their products are so good that I haven't had to do that in a while. And there's always plenty of stuff to represent your dogs and cats. But I do have one complaint. You have all these dogs on pictures, on coasters and car magnets and stuff. But what they should do is allow you to attach your phone to a thing to print your dog's picture on it. Because our dogs are mutts and look nothing like the ones on these coasters. And I guess because it is 7 o'clock, it's after 7 now, is why there's a lot of booths that are not open. Oh no, the Casito booth is closed. This is another one of those places that have a lot of handmade items, but she's also local, based here in Louisville. She's on Bardstown Road, but she sells the best cookies I've ever had. I guess that's what we get for coming so late today. And over here is a food court that used to be down the ways a little bit in the first aisle, but they've since moved it over here, and you can get all the sweet tasty treats you want right there. There's a Kentucky pork producer, Kentucky Cattlemen's Association, which if you want a good burger, don't go there. And then there's Southern Fried Chicken, and then all this stuff here in the middle. And now we're done walking around the vendor areas in the South Wing C. Now we're in South Wing B. And in South Wing B, there's a lot of stuff for the kids to do. And here in South Wing B, they have the Kentucky State Police, and they put together the Safety Town for kids. It used to be big wheels that you would drive around these courses here, and then by the end of it, if you did well, you would get your driver's license. Now they're more like tricycles, but when I was a kid, I couldn't reach the pedals on the big wheels, so they had to help me around the track. And somebody once told me that these fancier cars are confiscated vehicles that get turned into police cars. And you can sit in the seats of a Louisville police chopper. There's an old relic, and this here is the Discovery Farm, and they call it a petting zoo, but you're technically not supposed to touch the animals, but people do it anyway. And there's usually some baby ducks in here going up and down this slide, but it looks like it's being cleaned out right now. And there's also this chick hatching exhibit here in the South Wing. This used to be over at the West Wing with the rest of the animals, but they've moved it over here. We're here in the next couple aisles. It's called the Pride of Counties, and it's basically a booth representing every county in the state of Kentucky. They're telling you all the different tourist stuff that they have to do that you can go explore. And of course, Cave City. We was just there to see the grand opening of Guntown Mountain. And we will go enjoy all these places at some point. And we do have a Jellystone Park Camp Resort here in Kentucky. Another thing that we're going to do on our Kentucky tours is the Bourbon Trail, so stay on the lookout for those. But just like most of the booths in the vendor area, there's not a lot of people here at the exhibitor booths in the Pride of the Counties, but it's also because it's almost 8 o'clock. So word to the wise, if you come to the fair pretty late, the exhibitor halls on the inside are pretty much closing down. There's like maybe 2 people here at the entire place. Usually I entered the photography contest here, but this year they went entirely digital, so I missed the window to do so. So yeah, if you submitted a photo, they'd be on these TV screens, which is not very cool. I mean, I get it for lack of space, but at the same time, he was able to hang up all this stuff. There's not a lot of stuff on these walls, and these photographers work very hard to get these pictures, and this is how they're displayed. I know it seems a bit harsh for me to say that, but you never truly appreciate a picture until it's printed out. Another thing that I noticed is missing is the fish tanks. They used to have a lot of people that like decorated fish tanks, and they would bring those in. Those used to be all right here. So I don't know where those are at, if they're here this year. But it seems like they have everything else, from plants and flowers to homemade brew, textiles, small doll houses, and homemade wines. Just everything else is here, including the antiques and culinary. They even have a Christmas tree decorating contest. And if you come over here to the culinary area, it's fun to look at these wedding cakes. And I'm very sorry if it seems like I'm rushing through here. We got here kind of late, so a lot of the exhibits inside are closing down. And it's strange not having the 4 sponsors here this year. And everywhere you go in the fair, you might run into some live music. If you're ever in the need for iced coffee, come in here to the North Wing. This booth, when they're open, they have the best iced coffee. And in this room is where they keep a lot of the horse-related stuff. All these vendors have horse-related stuff. And over there is a lot of indoor stables for horses. But it has a very unique smell. And I believe there's a fancy restaurant at the back. I don't know if it's there this year. I'm not gonna go look because everything in here looks closed. And I don't want to be the only guy walking through here. But I'm guessing what that restaurant is the Saddlebred Cafe. And now we're walking through the lobbies from the South Wing through the North Wing. And now we're going through Freedom Hall's lobby to get to the West Wing, which is where all the animals are usually at, like cows and stuff. And when you're walking in the West Wing, watch your step, because they do move the cows around. I guess these guys are going for a walk. And if you're walking through the fair, be careful. They do have some people that like to play pranks with some spiders. They got me good one time. But I think that is a farmer's prank here at the fair. Every year there's always somebody doing that. The thing about this room is if you wait a week, it'll change. What I mean by that was last week we came here on Friday and there was a bunch of bunnies and pigeons and ducks. Today it's all sheep. Not only are there sheep, there's pigs too. Hi. Hi, pig. So I'm not seeing any sheep, it's all pigs. Hi. And we just left the West Wing where the animals are. And if you look way across the parking lot there, there's a stage. That's where the free concerts are held. I guess now it's time to do the food tour down the strip here. And this stand has a bunch of fries and stuff. But one thing that we come to the stand for is the armadillo eggs, which is chicken jalapeno cheese wraps. They're really good. And if deep fried veggies are your thing, come to this booth. They have blooming onions, blooming taters, cheese fries, and every deep fried veggie you can imagine. And there are plenty of elephant ears and funnel cake stands to choose from. This here is the Budweiser tent. It's where you would grab a cold brew as well as check out cool cover bands. Currently it looks like the band is setting up right now, so there's no music playing right now. Back in the day I used to watch a lot of cool concerts here, and one of the best shows to watch here was the Big Rock Show. And this is one of the stands to get some of the best ice cream because they have the most selection to choose from. Now there used to be the Budweiser tent and the Bud Light tent, which held country music, but this year it's just down to one. And also there was a restaurant food stand over here called the Q, which was a bunch of barbecue food. It's not here this year neither. And roasted corn on the cob is a Kentucky State Fair fan favorite, and these stands are everywhere. And this is a shack just like the corn on the cob, but at this one you can get fried green tomatoes. You can also get a ribeye steak sandwich and deep fried pickles, but they have the shake 'em up lemonades, which are really good on hot summer days. And since the queue is gone, they have this new booth here which has gyros or gyros depending on where you're from, as well as butterfly fries, bourbon chicken. It's just a bunch of weird stuff that I've never seen here before. And this is the stand we got the Polish sausage at. But if you want a good Philly cheesesteak, don't go here. I'll show you where to go later. And here's another Kentucky pork producer stand. They're literally everywhere all over the fair. As I said, we came here last Friday just to eat, and we got churros here with ice cream on top, and they were filled with chocolate, and it was so amazing. And this here is Coco Bongos. It is a very highly popular spot here at the fair because they make slushy style alcohol drinks like pina coladas and stuff like that. They also offer non-alcoholic versions of the drinks too. And this here is the fountain right in front of Freedom Hall. And it's another one of those spots where people like to sit and eat because of the nice mist from the fountain. And there's quite a few trees around it. However, in midday, it can get very crowded and hot. And underneath that blue tarp there is a character for the Kentucky State Fair named Freddie. And Freddie has been here for quite so many years now. but unfortunately we're here late and he is already put up for the day. And there's usually somebody sitting in that window that will talk to you through Freddie. And this here is Newton's homemade ice cream, and they literally churn the ice cream here on property. However, I'm not a big fan of it. A lot of people love it, but I don't. As you can see, they're literally right here churning it with this John Deere. And Newton's doesn't only have ice cream, but they also have a farm-to-table grill where you can get a bunch of different veggies and hamburgers and stuff too. Now this booth right here, the Savory Italian Grill, is where you want to go to get your Philly cheesesteak. And this is one of the best funnel cake stands on property. And this here is another Kentucky State Fair classic. And I used to actually get this quite a bit, the donut burger. It's got a burger between two Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. And it basically tastes like a McGriddle on steroids. However, on those hot summer days, it feels terrible after you eat one of these. So word of caution to those of you. And this stand right here next to the Harold Workman North Wing lobby is the best pineapple whip at the Kentucky State Fair. Hence the long line.
And the pineapple whip doesn't taste exactly like Dole Whip from Disney, if you know what that is. It's more like a pineapple ice cream.
And this stand right here has the best corn dogs on property. You can get a corn dog at many different stands, but come to this one. They also have all beef and veggie corn dogs available upon request. They do cook those to order, so they will be fresh every time. Now this place is called Cheesy Does It, and it's been here for a few years now. And they have lobster mac and cheese. Basically, it's a mac and cheese ball place. And this used to be the Mike Lennings tent, and it had a lot of country music. However, Mike Lennings has not been back to the fair in quite a long time. And if you don't know what Mike Lennings is, it's a local fish restaurant on the river here. And the Mike Lennings tent, I think, has always been the Miller Lite tent. We just called it the Mike Lennings tent. And if you're a carnivore like me and you have a craving for meat here at the fair, I suggest coming over here to the Savory barbecue booth. This booth has been here for quite a long time, and we tried it for the first time this year. And I must tell you, their meat is amazing. They have smoked wings, they have pork butt on a stick, they have beef brisket, turkey legs, anything you want, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. So far, we've had a lot of good stuff from here. Can't complain. And they do have an icy booth. However, they only have like 3 flavors: cherry, cola, and blue raspberry. If you're gonna have an icy booth, have more than 3 flavors. Pretty sad that our Louisville Zoo has way more flavors than that. This ice cream stand has been here many years. They serve soft serve, vanilla and chocolate, and swirl. And right here next to them is actually a little map of the Kentucky State Fair. And this is one of those booths to get your deep fried treats. As you can see, it is very popular. And right here is one of my favorite stands in the entire place. They do have traditional lamb gyros here, and they are delicious. So if you ever have a hankering for one, come here. They also have chicken, and a lot of places, surprisingly, are selling sweet tea. And that pretty much does it for the food, except for what's in the Midway. And since it's getting dark now and the lights are on, let's go. And there is an information booth right here at the front entrance of the Midway. And the fair is pet friendly, so they have water stations for your dogs. And as soon as you walk into the Midway, you will come to these ticket booths if you want to ride any rides. And there is a height chart here. And this is all the current information for riding rides. They do have wristband days or armbands for $30, which means you can ride all the rides you want. Or it's $1.25 per ticket, or $25 for 22 tickets. So I would just go ahead and get the wristband. And this year the Midway actually has quite a few rides. We're not going to ride any, but I will show you the rides that they do have. And most of your rides are kid friendly. There are a few that are kind of intense. This one here is a Caterpillar roller coaster for those younger kids. All the rides say how many tickets they would take on the railing. And over here they got 4 little flat rides for the younger kids, as well as the classic airplanes, a Marvel superhero themed fun house, a swinging monster truck ride, some really cool swings with a clown on top. They also have a lot of ATMs because they do have a whole lot of games everywhere, and it's all capped. And they do have some really cool prizes this year. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a Squirtle, a Raichu, an Eevee, a Pikachu, a Charizard, and a Charmander. And there's plenty of food stands throughout the Midway. And there's definitely a lot more little kid rides now than when I was a kid. This ride looks pretty cool. because it goes around a track and goes all the way up. And there's some rafters. Playing ZZ Top. And they have plenty of fun mazes to go through. This one's themed to monkeys. That kind of looks like fun. The wind off of that feels really good. They even have a circus freak show here. And over here they have a fizzler or a scrambler and a Larson loop. This is called the Rockoplane, and it looks like a Ferris wheel, but if you look closely, the cabins are flipping. And another fun house, this one's called Surf Shack, and more swings. And there's even a coaster here called Python. And this ride is called Alter Ego. And this is a cliffhanger style ride. I used to like these, but not so much anymore laying down. There's the Tilt-A-Whirl, one of my all-time favorite carnival rides. And this is another one of those favorite rides of mine. If you've ridden this before, you know what it is, but you go inside and you lean against the wall and gravity forces you against it, but you can turn yourself upside down in different things too. It's pretty fun. And this is almost like that cliffhanger ride, except you don't lay down, you sit in a gondola. Unfortunately, it unloads one at a time. So you're gonna be dangling up top while you're waiting. Here's another Himalaya style ride, except this one goes counterclockwise. Now this is one of your flying carpet rainbow style rides. This is new to me. Apparently there's a magic circus show. Fun fact about me, this was my very first roller coaster ever. And over here they have a bunch of little magic carpets that go around like a spinning flat ride. There's a blue genie there in the middle and it's pretty cool. And this big contraption here is called the Astro Wheel. And surprisingly, our fair this year doesn't have any other Ferris wheels besides these. And no, they do not flip upside down, even though the gondolas might fool you. But they sit across from each other, so you'll be facing somebody. And of course, no carnival, fair, or theme park is complete without a carousel. And now we sit in front of the fountain and eat our funnel cake. Anyway, that's gonna do it from us today here at the Kentucky State Fair. Our time got cut short because we came here a little late. And my phone battery's about to die, so I did not get to go down to the free concert to show you guys what that's like. But if you guys enjoyed the content, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. And until next time, kick it extra style. We love y'all. Pac-Man out.